Today, we're going to explore how real estate brokers can use ChatGPT to enhance team performance, stay ahead of the market trends, and foster a positive office culture. We'll look at innovative team training ideas, ways to summarize complex market reports, and effective conflict resolution techniques. Let's jump right into exploring how these tools can make a difference for your team. Plus, at the end, I'll provide you with prompts that you can experiment with to recreate and adapt the strategies shared in this demonstration. I like this idea. This is innovative. This is different. This is the Canvas model. If we're going to work on this specific plan, this is what Canvas does. Negotiation poker workshop objective to enhance negotiation skills by gamification to simulate real world negotiation scenarios. Makes those changes in real time, which is tremendous. Perfect right there. That'll be up to you to deliver that. You can change this, update it to where it fits you, but this is a great start to this workshop. Perfect. This is a fantastic idea. I didn't even think about this in advance. This was just off the cuff. This is how I would want it. I'd want them to go through the negotiation poker using specific tactics, and then after sharing what that tactic was and how it actually played out into that example that they just shared. This is an interactive way to introduce topics that I'm sure every agent in your office is going to say, oh, I know negotiation and I do it all the time. This is more specific, it's more fine tuned, it's a structure, it's an innovative way to introduce the day to day stuff in a new way with additional knowledge and information, like from Roger Dawson. I'm sure not everyone has studied his negotiation tactics. It's good stuff. Follow up training resources. Okay. Good. Suggested follow up resources: the book, online courses, practice sessions, mentorship program, pair newer agents with senior agents. That is a great idea. I've found in many different places that I've worked when I was newer, there's always the top rep, right? And this top rep is usually a mythical creature. Nobody knows how he's obtained this sort of success. And what I've done in the past when I worked for a sales organization, I would befriend the number one rep and I would get really close to him, provide value to him, and learn from him or her. And I think this is a great idea to demystify the most successful people is to pair them together and start a mentorship program if there isn't already one, and incentivize the top rep or top few reps, incentivize them in some way, shape, or form to want to mentor newer agents. It didn't tell me what the incentives were, but we could get out of this canvas, get back into the 4O model, and then ideate further from there. The follow-up's great. This is a good start. I wasn't expecting to go into the canvas mode, so let's just switch. I can't switch. That's all right, we'll roll with it. Off the cuff, in the moment, adaptability, adjustments, lesson in that. Okay, so I do like this. Negotiation poker is a great idea. Yeah, you can do that, but again, I think the creativity and all the uh, ability to create what you want out of this based on your interactions with ChatGPT, there's so much you can do with this that you don't really need to do that, in my opinion. It's going to take me to the canvas, but I wish I had the 4.0 where I could just talk my way through it and get all my ideas out there. Where I would like to each group of different type of client personas. Okay. Let's instruct ChatGPT to see if it listens or has the ability to do it. I'm always testing abilities, capabilities of the technology, see what it can and cannot do. And we're going to test it here. So don't go into canvas mode. Perfect. See, that would be a great template. Agents learn not only how to understand the different personas, but also adapt when things get complicated. Having this knowledge of the buyer personas, I don't think hardly any of your agents, if there's one in your office, I would be surprised. If you were to ask them to list out all of the buyer personas, if there's one agent who could list all of them, I'd be surprised. That presents an opportunity of a potential knowledge gap where you could just take these, copy those, and paste them into a sheet and hand them out as new information for your agents. This is a great tool, a great resource to tap into. And especially if you wanted to get more detailed into the first time buyer, to add more relevant details. Maybe these motivations are different for their first time home buyers that they currently have. Maybe the pain points, there's a slight variation, so you just want to adapt it. They could plug in the buyer persona to ChatGPT with all of these details based on this as a framework and fine tune the best way to be working with this client is. There's a lot of options, and ChatGPT is your weapon to be able to get all these creative ideas out there and to fine tune a strategic approach to your current book of business, your current pipeline. But also from a training perspective, these are tools that can be leveraged for the benefit of your agents. We're doing some training ideas or workshops of how to advance negotiation, client management, emotional intelligence. This is a great one. Conduct a mini emotional intelligence workshop that it teaches skills like active listening and read nonverbal cues. This is a great idea too. We're going to get back to this, but I want to finish reading. That's definitely workshop material. Set up a speed dating-like exercise where agents rotate and pitch to each other in a short time frame. That's a good idea. Their elevator pitch. Keep them sharp on their toes, practiced. It's the kind of agents you want who's doing well at this. Maybe are the people that you want to spend more of your time with and allocate more resources to, and maybe new tools that they're using, things that are working. You guys are probably already doing the basic stuff like that. You don't have to take all of it, just take some of it. What resonates with you, what sticks, what makes sense for your brokerage, for your agents. A lot of opportunities here. I think you'll surprise yourself and you'll surprise your team by putting some of these things in motion. Negotiation poker workshop, that's great. Goleman's work popularized the concept of emotional intelligence and an importance in both personal and professional contexts. Yes, I want you to provide some key takeaways from his work and integrate it into your workshop. Please revise. You could probably spend the full day going through all of these from all of your agents. Best to keep that short, brief, to the point and move on to the next thing because they'll all want to talk about this, I'm sure. Identifying stressors. Problems and solutions. I like the idea of templates. I like the idea of resources, is allocating helpful, useful, valuable resources to people. So that's the approach I'm taking here is I think the workshops, the trainings on these various topics, negotiation, emotional intelligence, resilience. With ChatGPT, you can create this workshop however you want. You can deliver any information, any follow-up material, education, is key. And it's just going to make you stick out. It's going to create an edge for you as a brokerage firm, something unique and innovative rather than the same old way of doing things. We're doing new things. We're making an impact in a different way. That's the point of Future Edge. Thinking outside the box, critically thinking, making progress, seeing things differently. Sample word track for each of these. And I love how it just adapts in real time. Such a cool feature. And ChatGPT is always throwing in new features. And these are key. These sample word tracks are absolutely key. If, this right here would be a tremendous resource to print off and give to your agents. And just having the knowledge and information, when they read through it, it's going to stick. Usually impactful information sticks and shows up in the real world. These are exciting. Okay, so all right, the canvas work dropped. Starting from the beginning, please. It's a great objective. And you can get more specifics with all of these, what you're going to say, how you're going to say it. Doesn't take very long to do this, does it? That's what I wanted to emphasize too. We can get through things quickly and make an impact quickly. Upgrade your agents quickly. That's the point. You could dig deeper into all of these. It's a personal favorite of mine, reframing how I think about things. Seeing a tough client as a chance to improve skills. Resilience. Yeah, it's a tough client. lost a deal, that's okay. I get the opportunity to understand and be aware of what went wrong and how I can improve it moving forward. Gaining that resilience, mental toughness throughout the process. That's how you reframe. Love it. This is great. Yeah, I would certainly explore a little more about these areas and specifics. Curious to see how you would do this. I'm giving you my ideas and my thoughts, my processes, the way I think about things, but this all comes down to self empowerment. This is all about how you interpret this information and what you want to do with it and how you want it to fit into your own lesson plan, your own workshop, your own mini training course. I think these are all great ideas. Materials needed worksheets for identifying personal stress triggers. Again, copy paste, hand out, print, timer. Fantastic. Thank you. You're very welcome. All right. So, can you pull up both outlines, please? We talked about two of them so far, the negotiation, poker training, and then the second one, emotional intelligence. Okay, so negotiation, poker training, boom. You just click into that. We're already in it, and you could work on that directly. Now pull up the you can see, as we've done right here in the past 20 minutes or so, we've just created an idea from scratch. And now we have a workshop outline, two different training workshop outlines that I can work on just by clicking in. I get back over here and work on that. Great. Moving on. Let's see what we can do. Thank you. Just on one-day workshop. Forget who it is. Who are some other experts? Speaking of the guide, her experience with CI. Forget the name. Yes, Chris Moss. Yes. Incorporate the advanced negotiation tactics from Chris. I do this one day. The workshop. That's going to be awesome. So is it changing? Okay, good. This is a cheat code. The brokerages who put this information into practice that's being taught here in Future Edge, you are going to gain a competitive advantage in your marketplace compared to the brokers who aren't doing these things. That is the point of Future Edge. That's what I'm providing here. And the more you think on your own about all the different tools and resources and information that you've gathered over the years, or that maybe you saw on YouTube one time 5 years ago, you reflect on that, you're going to come up with your own ideas. These are just my ideas. And this is off cuff. This is not planned. Agents will be able to leverage advanced negotiation strategies. Yeah, just empowering your agents to be better. This would be good. A follow up to the first one. I'm sure that will have gone over well the first go around with incorporating the negotiation tactics from Roger Dawson. This is the advanced one, Chris Voss. These advanced negotiation tactics could go beyond just real estate brokerage, real estate agents, that field, just it's life in general. Can improve many areas, being knowledgeable about these skills. Not that difficult to put that into action. Switching gears, let's do some market trend summary stuff. So we're just going to show some examples of how we can summarize market trends. I don't have any data that I'm putting in here. You're going to have plenty of data on your end, but just for example purposes, we're going to get outside of this and see what it comes up with. I'm always looking for actionable insights from the information that I've put into ChatGPT. Or price drops. And again, this is just pulling from, I'm not even sure where it pulled this information from. It could be incorrect. It could be correct. Your data is what really matters. The information that you're going to put into ChatGPT, or it'll be able to spit out accurate, relevant buyer behavior, accurate, relevant investor activity. Then you can ask it to take the information that you've given it to provide high level insights and actionable insights to put this into use immediately to increase sales or enhance relationships with your clients. Okay. Merging our good opportunities. Yeah, that's the whole point here. Start with context. It's very easy when you have all the correct information. See, that'll be simple for you to put together. I'm going to do that separately. I'm going to say, oh, let's get out of that. That's a meeting template for you right there. And you can distribute this content in different ways. You can send the email out to your people. You can create a blog post on certain things. These are potential points for you to reach out to your client, engagement tactics and strategies. It's a meeting template if you want to share it that way as maybe an introduction to your meeting. So like maybe this summary of key trends template that you fill in step by step with your own information. Maybe that is like the introduction to your monthly team meeting or weekly team meeting. And then you have your workshop or training already planned that we just went over. Interesting idea. I'm curious to know what you think about that idea. And then the rate buy down action plan. Let's see what they got. Hmm. Great resource, right? Perfect. I would work on the specifics of this if there's anything you'd want to change to, again, to get it to reflect and refined more towards your goals and your brand, your voice, and then copy paste that into a Google Doc and issue this to your team or email this to your team, additional resources. It's good stuff. So, we've covered a lot of ground so far. We're going to go to conflict resolution. It's important. Relationships in the office, not always easy, not always simple to handle. A lot of personalities, a lot of ego, a lot of things going on. Let's explore this topic a little bit. Usually, a physical open door is an indicator that the agents can come in. I have experienced this with leadership when they do have an open door physically. That does it makes a difference in how you approach things or how the agents feel comfortable with communicating with you. It's very true. I'm sure you probably already do this, but if not, it's a good reminder. That's pretty good. I like the idea of this conflict resolution training. It may not be relevant for you. Maybe things are running smoothly in your office. It's something that I would certainly consider and look through and ideate through if it's relevant. But I would also take this with a degree of careful thought and planning and how you want to execute this. It's a very touchy subject and you want to approach it cautiously, I would say. This is a good start. It's one of my favorite ending to a conversation, especially when you're going over a lot of different topics. Summarize this chat with high level insights, implications, the next 5 steps I can take right now to make more of an impact on my team. I use that or a variation of that consistently. Structured training approach, well-structured conflict resolution approach. Okay, open communication, mediation, implications. See, it did not do what I asked. I had to guide it to what we actually discussed so it can give a more comprehensive view. Need to pay attention to the outputs. Make sure it's giving you what you're asking. Holistic skill development, boosted team performance, increased client satisfaction. Next 5 steps. Implement a structured training program. As you can see, it doesn't take very long to produce the trainings. You could do this in an afternoon. Once you get familiar with ChatGPT and how to interact with it and all the principles that we've covered in Future Edge, you could do all 3 of these in an afternoon. By implementing these initiatives, you'll equip your agents with practical skills, tools, and stronger foundations for both internal collaboration and external client management. Fantastic. That's what we're here to do, to equip agents with practical skills and tools, templates, information. This holistic approach will drive improved results across negotiations, prospecting, and overall office morale. Certainly have come a long way here. We have explored how ChatGPT can assist in developing innovative team training sessions, summarizing complex market data, and resolving conflicts within the office. Each of these tools can empower your team to excel and maintain a positive collaborative culture. With that said, this is the end of the lesson. If you did find it helpful, take these prompts that I'm going to provide and experiment with them on your own and have fun with it.